Turning our attention to Afghanistan now, the United Nations mission to the country has urged the Taliban to immediately restore internet and mobile access across the country. The group's imposed a nationwide blackout for the first time since coming to power back in August 21. Today, it denied it imposed a blackout and blamed the outage on maintenance work with cables. Our Asia correspondent Cordelia Lynch has more from Kabul.
Here in Afghanistan, we are effectively in the middle of a blackout. The Taliban government has imposed a shutdown and it has restricted all access to the internet. People can't go online and nor can they make any calls, and it's had a major impact. It seems to have taken the country by surprise. Many caught off guard, including ordinary Afghans, big business, foreign officials, and reportedly even some of the Taliban's own ministers. It came into effect on Monday evening and it is still in place. And we have not yet heard in any official capacity from the Taliban in any form of a statement or any explanation as to why this was put in place, nor when it might be lifted. And there are concerns amongst people we've spoken to that this could be indefinite. We were at Kabul International Airport yesterday where we saw dozens of families waiting for their loved ones to touch down, some also trying to take flights out of Afghanistan, but there were no international flights leaving or landing. Banks here are open, but we've been told their operating systems are not accessible. There are concerns amongst the international community that this is an attempt at widespread censorship and that it will severely restrict access to education in a country where girls over the age of 12 were banned from going to school. Many have been trying to learn online. Of course, they cannot access the internet to do that currently. Now, this shutdown follows about 10 days to 2 weeks of connectivity issues. The Taliban shutting down fibre optic internet access in some provinces. Now then, it was framed as an attempt to prevent immoral acts. This time round, we do not yet know the reasoning for this particular shutdown, which is nationwide. There is a lot of concern here amongst people. They simply don't know when they'll be able to contact families. They can't contact the emergency services. This is a country where many are reliant on remittances. That's money that's sent back to Afghanistan. No one is able to go through that process now either. And so we've heard from aid agencies. Amnesty International have called this a reckless act. The UN have tried to push the Taliban, encouraging them to lift these restrictions as soon as possible. They say it will cause great harm to ordinary Afghans. We don't yet know the intention behind it, nor how long it will last, but I think it is an indication of how quickly and how deeply the Taliban can reshape the future of this country.
Joining us is the founder of Action for Afghanistan, Zara Zaidi. Good to have you with us. What are you hearing from the country, if anything at all?
So I work with a lot of Afghan women who have bravely set up a number of secret schools and are working with the women and other groups all across the country. This is severely impacting. It's a complete blackout. Complete blackout. It's day 3. They haven't heard from people. What was giving women in vulnerable groups some hope was some connection to the outside world. So healthcare is disrupted because, as you know, there are gender restrictions, there's gender apartheid. Schools will not be able to be conducted online. It's shutting down commercial activity. Kabul airport have suspended all flights in an economy that's teetering. A banking system that's under severe strain. This is also impacting commercial activity. It's really plunged the country into total darkness.
What rationale, if any, are we understanding that the Taliban are giving for this?
So it's been very vague, and this is not surprising with the Taliban. They were very vague on the closure of girls' schools. They're saying the only statement we've had is some oblique one about the fiber cable being worn out. But quite frankly, that doesn't hold up to the reality that they've had a staged, as your colleague just mentioned in the piece to camera, they've been shutting down internet connectivity from province to province, and now all 17 provinces are shut down. Now, you can speculate, but the Taliban only know how to govern in one way, through force or coercion. This is probably to enact fear, to try and control the population, because this is not the same country they took over first time around.
And just briefly, well, we've only got about 45 seconds or so, I'm afraid. What can the West do to try and support the people of Afghanistan at the moment?
I mean, the biggest impact will be on women and vulnerable groups. So really push the issue that this is gender apartheid. But this is where governments, and particularly regional governments and politicians, can really come to the fore, because the country cannot survive being cut off from the world. Commercial activities right now are being stopped. The Torkham borders closed down. The Kabul airport suspended all flights. Pressure really can be put to reopen connection.